What's going on, guys? Seth here, back with another video. In this video, I'm going to be playing Hardpoint. This is going to be my first commentary. We're playing Advanced Warfare here. We're just going to be talking about the Apple event that happened on today, March 9th of 2015. I did okay in this game. I think I went like 36 and 16 or something like that. Like I said, it was an okay game, but it wasn't anything spectacular, but just something to watch while you're listening to the stuff about the Apple conference. If you didn't get a chance to catch that live today, I recommend going back and watching it, but here's just some quick stuff that they covered during the conference itself. So first of all, they started with a video of the opening of the new Apple store in Westlake, China. Well, they added a lot of intuitive details to this Apple store that I had never seen in an Apple store that we have here in the U.S. Which what they did is they had like a lot of nice glass features. Like it was 2 stories, right? And then they had a whole bunch of display tables, just like any other Apple store you think of. But the way that they set up the floors and the way that the glass stairs and the panes, it just looks really nice. They've got all of this obviously on their website, but. So that makes a total of 6 Apple stores opened up in China in the past 6 weeks, for a total of 21 Apple stores in China and 453 Apple stores all over the world. And last year they served, because of all of these opening stores, they served 120 million customers, over 120 million customers in the past year. After that, they had the CEO of HBO. He presented for a little bit. That's hard, CEO of HBO. Anyways, he had a brief presentation about HBO Now and how it's going to work with the Apple TV and other Apple products. And you'll be able to subscribe to this service and get on-demand HBO content for a low price of $14.99 a month. And if you subscribe in April, you'll get the first month for free. They also showed a brand new sneak peek for the Game of Thrones series that's coming back in this spring. They showed a trailer for that and gave you a little sneak peek onto what's going to be happening with that. Then they went in and said that they were actually going to, for the first time in a while, lower the price of the Apple TV from $99 to $69, which will make it a lot more accessible for people who were either skeptic or felt like they didn't need one before. They also went through some statistics about the iPhone. Obviously, since the lifetime of the iPhone, they've sold 700 million iPhones. So that's pretty cool. That's a lot. That's a lot of iPhones. That's a lot of Starbucks. Anyways, it is now the #1 sold phone in the world, and the satisfaction rating, this is a true statistic, 99% customer satisfaction rating on the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus since launch. Apple Pay, they touched briefly on Apple Pay, saying that it started with 6 banks and now they're up to 2,500 banks and now have over 700,000 places that can accept Apple Pay, including Apple Pay, including Coke machines. Coke has already distributed over 40,000 machines equipped with Apple Pay in local malls, airports, and a whole bunch of other public places that allow you to pay with your iPhone. Also, they touched briefly on CarPlay, something they released in their past. They released this at their past conference. They talked about CarPlay shortly, very, very shortly. But basically, it's just a new way for your car to link up with your iPhone and make it better and easier for you to play music and phone calls and stuff like that through your phone. And they said that most major car companies will be equipping CarPlay to their cars off of the manufacturing line now. Then they touched on HealthKit and HomeKit and said that they're innovating new ways to help with medical research by putting it in the houses of everyone who has an iPhone, instead of having to go out to these doctors' offices and locations to participate in these studies and not have any live results. And said how it was going to make medical research twice as fast, and it was just going to help the process a lot. They also showed some tests that can determine whether or not you have Parkinson's disease and other diseases using your iPhone and your Apple Watch. And they also talked about how they are using HealthKit and the iPhone to do a study in New York to find trigger causes for asthma. And they also touched on the fact that there was a lot of people that were going to be concerned, obviously, with the fact that, well, I don't want Apple having all of my health information. I don't want that out there. So Apple gave full disclosure and said that they were not going to have any control. You were going to have all control over your health stuff, what's shared, what's not shared, who it goes to, who it doesn't go to, stuff like that. Also, they talked about how Mac has outgrown the industry for the past 10 years in the computer industry, obviously giving the industry, the classic industry to Mac comparison. They unveiled the new MacBook. It's thinner than ever before. It's only weighing 2 pounds and 13.31 millimeters thick at its thickest points, which is 24% thinner than the previous MacBook Air. It also came with a new keyboard that they had to completely redesign to make 40% thinner using the butterfly mechanism with keys. So now if you hit them on the edge, they actually showed a slow motion video where if you hit them on the edge, it doesn't actually do the wobble thing where like only one corner goes in. They had to change the backlighting design to make it once again thinner, and they put an individual LED in every single key on the keyboard, making it that much easier and brighter and more energy efficient actually. Then it obviously comes with a 12-inch Retina display with a 2304 by 1440 display with over 3.3 million pixels. It also added a new Force Touch trackpad with 4 sensors as opposed to 1. So now instead of that diving board action that you get, you can actually click and it feels the same feeling all the way across the trackpad. Hold on one second. Let me look at my notes here real quick. So then after that, they discussed the logic board and talked about how the fact that they completely eliminated the fans, so this is going to run completely silent. They had to completely re-engineer the logic board to make it 67% smaller, so that way they could actually fit it into the Mac. It's going to ship with a 1.3 gigahertz processor that can be overcharged to 2.9 gigahertz. It has one plug on the entire device that supports USB, HDMI, VGA, power. It supports everything that you need, and it's actually called USB-C. It's a third of the size of a normal USB cable, and it's reversible. And this MacBook only starts at $12.99. Now, there's a better one with a better processor and more internal storage. They touched on that a little bit, but that was the only thing really, is that it has more internal storage. I think it had like a 256 gig SSD, and then the next step up was like 500 gig SSD, so solid slate flash storage. And then they touched on a lot of stuff in the last presentation. If you've seen the last presentation, then you've pretty much seen this presentation. The only difference was they released they talked a lot about the Apple Watch. They actually released the battery life and stuff like that, which was, they said all-day battery life, and so what that tells me is that you're going to have to charge this every night along with your phone, which isn't really convenient, but it is what it is. So they said they estimated with daily use, your battery life is going to be about 18 hours. Now, we found out at the last presentation that the Apple Watch was going to start at $349, but they did not tell you how much the Apple Watch Gold Edition, I think it's actually called the Apple Watch Edition, was going to cost, and apparently those start at $10,000. They released that in the presentation today, that the Apple Watch Edition made out of solid gold was actually going to cost $10,000, which is a decent car. But you know that every celebrity out there is going to have one, regardless of what the price is, because money is no object, right? I mean, you're always going to have those people that buy things where they see value, and of course, you shouldn't spend that much on a watch. But if the price is right and the person's mindset is right, and that's what they see value in, then they're going to buy it, and that's just the way it is, and that's the way it's probably always going to be. But so they just. I think it was April is when the watch is coming out, April 12th or something like that, when it'll be available for pre-order, and then it'll actually be available in stores the day that you can start pre-ordering it to wear it and try it out. They'll have display tables set up so you can actually put it on and decide whether or not you want to get that one or a different one. And okay, so let's go through the pricing real quick. $349 was the obviously that's the sport Okay, so that's the one with the crappy plastic band. I mean, some of you are into that. You're athletic, whatever. I get it. And then they've got the one with the metal band, which was a little bit more expensive at $550 or $600 with the metal band. It depended on which band you were getting, and the size. I think the size difference from screen to screen was like a $200 difference. Anyways, guys, that's it for this video. Just a quick update on what's going on with the Apple Watch industry and everything that happened at the Apple announcement today. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching. I know this wasn't the greatest gameplay of all time, but I hope you guys enjoyed. As you can see, we won 209 to 145, and then my KD ratio was a little awful. I think I can't remember exactly what it was. There it is, 39 and 16. But I had the most captures and the most defense on our team. Anyways, guys, that about wraps it up for today's video. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to leave a like down below. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions for future videos, be sure to leave them down in the comment section below. Other than that, thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe. And as always, think outside the box.